started. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. All right, to Photoshop. Today, session 11. You know what that means? There's only like 4 sessions left.
Yay.
12, 13, 14, 15. So, and then you get nothing on 16. 16 is just our last day. Like, turn everything in and I turn in grades. So,
We have a party.
I don't care what you guys do. I don't supply or condone. All right, today in class, 3 projects again. For the last of the weeks, we will be doing 3 projects per week, and they're all going to kind of like the same stuff. You'll be doing a real world project, we'll be doing an advanced techniques project, and we'll be doing a special effects project. Our real world project is going to be product placement. Our advanced techniques will be black and white double exposure on a figure. And the final one, for the special effects, you'll be lighting your name on fire, making it look like it's on fire. So with that said, let's get started and start doing some Photoshop work. I'm going to start with product placement. Why product placement? If you shop online, and as Deshaun and I noticed last week, there are some crappy Photoshop product placements out there. Go to Amazon, go to most online retailers and start to look at what you want to buy and the images of it in place. And you'll start to notice, that doesn't go there. That doesn't go there. That's horrible. You'll notice lots of Photoshop work just being done where they cut the image out, they just put it in, and then they send it and they're like, here, that's it. And then also look at how many repeats there are of the same product on multiple pages by multiple sellers. It's really goofy. But you will be running into situations where a client contacts you and says, we have a new product and we only have one of them because it's being manufactured in China. But we need to get advertisements out for this product, and we want it in situ, in situational areas. People using it, maybe if it's I'll be doing a lava lamp, but like on different desks, I want it in a girl's room, and I want it in a boy's room, and we want it in a coffee shop, and we want it here. But we have one lava lamp, and you have 1 day. We need it back. You don't get to keep it. We have to show our investors you have 1 day. So what do? You get that item and you shoot it from all different directions and all different things, and you get a portfolio of this one item. And then you find the situations, you find the best photo, and then you place it in with all these stuff. And I'm actually making it sound harder than it is. It's a lot of artsy fun. I think it's a lot of artsy fun. Like I start playing around. I'm like, I'm going to make the lava lamp transparent and I'm going to make it glow. And I start getting really excited. And they're like, you just needed to put it in. I'm like, no, it doesn't have a cord. I'm going to draw on a cord and I'll do it all. Like it's so much fun. Because then like once you do one, the other ones flow. But there's stuff we got to watch out for and stuff that we need to be aware of. So the finite parts of this assignment for you, which, as Sherry loves me saying, 50% of you are going to get wrong. I want one object. Once you choose set object, that is your object. I don't want 5 objects. I don't want 4 of the same object. One object. So if I choose this is it. It's going in 5 different, this one is going in 5 different other pictures. Not just 5 thermosci, but this one. That's the challenge. I only have one object. It has to go in 5 different areas. So I don't want like, I've seen people like, I'm like, yeah, those are 5 different shoes. No, it's got to be the same shoe. If you're doing, what's the Jordan 28s, I only want to see Jordan 28 in 5 different places. So one object in 5 different settings. That makes sense to everybody? All right. It comes across wrong. And I just want to make sure. Because sometimes I reread my assignments. I'm like, what am I missing? So find a product. a shoe, a Wi-Fi speaker, skateboard, whatever. I'm gonna do a lava lamp because I do it for years. Find 5 different photos. I often say in these online, you guys are photographers. You take advantage of that. If you find your product, look at the angle of your product and go around and take 5 shots of different things at that proper angle. So you're like, all I need to do is cut it out, place it in, and then, most importantly, this is where it really matters. You're going to check scale. Is the shoe this big or is it a size 12? And how do you scale it? You look around your environment of that image and you mentally say, if this is a thermos, a shoe would be approximately this big. You size it. Scale and proportion, kind of the same idea there. I could put it in there twice, but same thing. Make sure it's proportion. Perspective. If I shoot this thermos and I can see the top of it, I'm not going to put it on a table where I see the bottom of the table. You need to see everything. If I see the top of the table, I should see the top of the object. Does that make sense, everybody? Like, as I move, perspective changes. Yeah. So I don't want to see the underside of something when I should be seeing the top of it.
Just like you did with the shelf. With the object.
Yes, the shelf thing. So remember, and that was fairly flat, but I was like, as we get higher on the shelves, we start to cut off the bottom because I don't see that part. And that's a very important, like, that's a dead giveaway. You're like, what?
And we did that in the ski resort.
Yeah, and yeah, some people did. Some people are more artsy, but yeah, perfect example of that perspective. Lighting. If all my light is coming from this direction on my object, I don't want, like all my shadows to like be the wrong way. The lighting needs to match. Guess what? You're Photoshop photographer. You can kind of paint in some lighting. You can do some adjusting, but you should pay attention to that. Like the shadow is on this side. It should match everything in that photo should have the shadow on that side. Or you look in the environment. So that's lighting and shadow. So I just rolled in the shadow. Make sure your shadows line up. I write this in here or somewhere. A drop shadow is not a shadow. I will say that. Do never, ever, ever use the drop shadow unless you are making a scrapbook. Drop shadows or some weird like type effect. But a drop shadow does not simulate what a real shadow looks like. A real shadow has a light source and then it draws out. A drop shadow is just a stupid gradation along the edge of something. And so you should never be like, oh, and I'm going to add a shadow and never click FX drop shadow. You're going to like, I'll draw it in. I'm just going to take a dark color, paint it out, gradate it, Gaussian blur it, and then you're done. So think about all those. It's sort of a lot like me talking about it, like seems like a lot. It's really not, because you just look at object, image, let's match. So on that note, let's do some looking. No. I am recording. All right. Lava lamp. That's my choice. I'm not a photographer. I don't have a setup of photos. So I went online. I typed in lava lamp. You can choose any object you want. You do not have to do a lava lamp. I chose lava lamp. I did my search and I go to images. I typed in lava lamp. I typed in images. And then under tools, I make sure I have large as my size. Then I come here and I got my lava lamp and it's 1500 by 2000. Remember we talked about that? It's over 1,000. We're golden. It's going to be a good enough image to use. And plus, probably only going to be like an inch tall. but the bigger, the better. So I'm just going to do File, Save Image As. So I'm going to save it on my desktop, save. Then I just went to my local stock photography area and typed in coffee shop. What coffee shop wouldn't enjoy a lava lamp? Now I can go I'm going to go kind of obvious. Right off the bat, this thing showed up. And I looked at this and I looked at the table perspective, and then I looked at my lava lamp and I looked at the table and I thought, this is a winner. Like right off the bat, it's a winner. I do like to get complicated with these because it pushes you. And I kind of like went down. I was like, there's that one. And then there was, this one's pretty obvious. Yeah, there's a bunch of obvious ones that you can do. But I usually like to take one like here and I'll put the lava lamp in the sun on that table. But for the descriptive purposes of getting this assignment done and doing 3 today and not talking for 2 hours, I'm just going to simply go with this simple one. I'm just going to download it, and then I'm going to open these in Photoshop. And I'm going to open both. I got to go on my computer, go to my desktop. This is, again, where you save it, where you keep it, all good. There's that one, and then File, Open, Downloads, Open. There we go. First thing I gotta do, I gotta cut out this lava lamp. You learned about this 4 weeks ago. You will be cutting things out of images for the rest of your life. I don't care how you do it. Pick your favorite way. That's all. Like, yeah, just pick your favorite way. What can I do? I'm going to use this image thing. And that was really crappy. I didn't get the whole thing. Because my image is on a white background, it makes this process extremely easy. So start there. If you do a shoe, don't pick out a shoe in a bunch of other shoes, knowing you have to go in there and cut it out. Just find that shoe alone on a white page.
Or just what you did the other day when you knew you were going to select a portrait out of the background the other day. So do it on a contrasting color.
Yeah. Make it easy on yourself. Go to the product page. You would be amazed. Like if you do, I do something with what's that stupid Igloo? Not Igloo, Yeti. Yeti has awesome product shots that if you right click and save the image, they're pre-cut out. Because they put them on their own, like part of the web process, they put it on a matching color background, but the image is pre-cut out. And I was like, oh yeah, that made my job like one step easier. I don't have to cut it out. And it was a PNG, it was high res, and I just plopped it in. So a little bit of digging saves you 5-10 minutes of time. Your choice. I selected my image. I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to paste it. And done. No, just kidding. I am not done. Far from it. Let's get it on there. I want it bigger. And now we start to look and play. I kind of go with like, I want to make the liquid transparent, and you could even write this down for yourself. I want to make the liquid transparent. I need to add a shadow. And this is like just a base, like a dark area. I'm kind of looking at the color. Like maybe I'll do a little color adjustment, make it a little bit warmer. It seems a little bit red. I might make it a little bit more yellow to blend in with the background. And I may blur it just a little bit to help it settle in. So we just kind of go through the process. All right, I will, first thing, add a shadow. Again, not a drop shadow. I'm just going to get a dark color. Instead of black, I'm going to pick something dark from the wood. You know, and I'm just looking at like when it hits a really dark color, I'm going to let go. And then I'm going to take a paintbrush, make it a big fatty, real soft. And just this one, I'm just going to dance. There's no, it's a pretty spread out light, right? There's a little hot spot right here. So maybe I'll dance a little bit more over here, but I'm just going to click. Don't worry. Like, that doesn't look great. Doesn't have to look great right now. And I'm just kind of like connecting dots. I'm not drawing. I find sometimes in Photoshop, it's just, instead of painting, I do a lot of just clicking. Click, 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 click. It's the opposite I yell at some of you about, like, stop clicking so much. But when you're making like painterly stuff, click a bunch.
So Joel, when you're first going through this, not everyone sees where the light is, the shadow is. How did you know to
Right
put
here.
the shadow on that side?
My hot spot, if I look at this entire image,
Uh-huh.
I have a hot spot right here.
Okay.
So I'm assuming the light is coming, hitting this hot spot and going this way.
And so if you can't see a hot spot, would you look for like shadows?
Look for shadows somewhere else. Yeah. Where's the light? Is there a window? I know. So because I go to this coffee shop. No, I'm just kidding. I don't go there. But architecturally, it's bright here, right? It's dark here. This indicates to me that there's a window to the street here. So that means my highlight isn't coming from these. It's coming from the sun coming in and going this way. And you just look, you know, and it should be a photographer's thing to do, is to look at your scene and know light is here, dark is here, it's coming from here. And you guys should just be like a couple seconds. You look at a picture, like that should be a test from some of the other teachers. Like, where's the light source? It's over here. Okay, perfect. You know where the light source is. What about this? Because I got to match light
This
sources.
is first semester photography.
I don't care. You should know this by the first week.
That's why I'm asking you these questions.
First week, I want you to know. All right, so I got my shadow. What do I love to do with shadows? Gaussian blur. So I'm going to go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. And I'm just going to look. And I'm just going to mess. Too much. Kind of want to just like saw. I'm gonna go right there. Guess what? We can always change it. And then I'm gonna go to my blend mode. Let's look at some blend modes. Ooh, I like that one. No. Fire is the third thing we're gonna do today. It's like one of these first two. I'm gonna go with this, and then I'm actually gonna drop the opacity. It's a little bit dark. We just want it. Just want a sense of that, like a sense. Now, I'm looking at this, and then I got that idea of like, oh, let's add some shadow to the object as well. So I'm gonna go, and as many times I say this, I don't use it a lot, and I think I hit it. I need my magic wand tool, and I'm gonna go to the lava lamp. Well, so then I should label this lamp. And then this is shadow, just so I know, like when I'm looking, what's that? And then I'm gonna take my magic wand tool. I'm gonna select on the correct layer. And then I'm gonna inverse, meaning right now I've selected everything around the lava lamp. And I'm gonna go to select, inverse. So that means I selected the lava lamp. Now I'm gonna be particular, and I'm gonna use the same brush as I did earlier. And I'm just gonna go down and click down the side. And guess what? I'm not going to do the blue part. It's glass. And as you can see, I still have marching ants. All right. And then what am I going to do? I still selected Gaussian blur. I'm not going to the top one, because that just remembers what I did last time. I want to make sure I do it for me each time. Blur. Stop. So I just messed up royally. I have to undo all of my shadow. Why? I put it onto the object. So 2 seconds. Do you guys get what I did? I'm going to call this lamp shadow. I got so excited. I drew on the lamp. We never draw directly onto our items. We want to preserve for the integrity of coming back and fixing. I'm going to go a little heavy-handed here because I can lighten it. So then now that's on a separate one, filter. And everybody's going to do this differently depending on your object. Like this is the artistic part of being a designer. Is that was pretty good? That was good. And then let's mess with blend modes. Ooh, see, I like that darker, not that dark. What if I do this and then I drop the opacity? Oh, like it keeps that metal look, like a metally shadowy. I kind of like that. I think I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that. That adds a side. You got something going on. What's bugging me, it's not seating. So when I say it's not seating, there's this idea of float still happening. So I'm going to add a secondary shadow just to weight the bottom of it. See how does you guys get that idea? It's just like, feels like it's like just a bit off the ground and it's driving me nuts. So I'm just going to do the same thing. New one, this is shadow 2. And then maybe I'm going to reduce my brush here to like half of it. It was 180 divided by 2 is 90. And I'm just going to do that. I'm just clicking. I just want it seated. And I wish you could hear, there's just thousands of clicks happening. You may not see anything happening, but my mind, it's telling me something's happening.
This is going to be Mr. Moffitt's favorite assignment, 1,000 clicks.
There we go. So then we look, oh, see that placed it? See how that little bit of darker shadow. Now it feels like, oh, that's sitting there. You know, and it's just, again, it's just by looking. And you should just like start to intuitively see like something's amiss. We'll just add something. If you don't like it, boop, you turn that off. But you just tried it. You know what I mean? Everything is reversible. Oh, I hate what I did. Get rid of it. Throw it away. We're rocking on this. We're rocking. All right. Let's do some glow. All right. So I would say at this point, this is almost like, I would be like, this is fairly complete. There's something bugging me here, and it's the image. So I have to go and fix the image. The shadow is like stopping on this high point, and it's driving me nuts because it shows. I'm not going to mess with that, but there's sometimes then I'll call it visual anomalies that you can get rid of. You know, if somebody's got a pimple on their face, you just take out their pimple. I would fix that little piece of table right there and get out. There's this one highlight right there. Just take it out. It's attracting my eye from the product to that bright spot on the table. But that's, again, above and beyond. But you should start looking at that stuff. Where's my eye being drawn? I want people to look at my object, not the table. But now, let's do this. All right, I got my lava lamp. I'm going to duplicate my lava lamp. And I'm going to call this one glass. And I'm going to have to go in, and I'm going to start destroying this one.
So, Joe, before you start destroying.
No, yes.
And I'm not suggesting anyone has to get this specific or detailed about things, but could you mask a shadow if you needed to? If you thought, you know what, this is a little bigger than I wanted it to be, would you go and just mask it and erase some of that shadow?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a great way. Yeah.
Shadow.
Nope. Whatever. Here's the odd part. It's kind of like whatever you like to do the most. Okay. When it's a small shadow like this, it's so quick to just like redo a new one. But if you're saying it's like a big complicated shadow, yeah, I would just then be like layer mask and then just go in and dance that layer mask. Yeah, huge layer mask user. I use it all the time, but it's just like when you use it, and if I don't, you know, it's like kind of one or nothing. Mm-hmm. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna get the glass out. So I'm gonna be kind of sloppy, but I'm gonna start on the outside, and I'm using the select tool. I think we missed the lesson, my dear friends, when I was the flu, and it was about using the pen tool. And I'm thinking I'm gonna come back to that on week 16 and just be like, this is how you use the pen tool, like our last class together. But I can't give you an assignment. You know what I mean? So I may come back. So I'm just going in. And if I could, for the sake of this, I'd like to zoom in. Like, don't be super far away. Zoom in. Make it easy on yourself. Stop reaching in. I don't want anybody to have hunched backs as a designer. So you zoom in so you're not pushing your face. Then all you have to do is hold down the space bar to move it around. And you guys are going to get to a point here where you're going to say something like, but what about, oh, maybe it doesn't happen in this one. I think there's one floating orb I have to take out separately. So I'm just going around. And I'm going to do two things. And then again, this is, you have to somewhat pre-think or redo, and it doesn't matter. I mess up all the time. Like I messed up that shadow, you just go back, you redo it. The more you do it, the quicker you get at this, but you start thinking ahead. And what I'm thinking about is I need to clip out this glass, place it on a different layer, and then delete the glass. And there, you see what I just did? My shaky hand double clicked and I closed my lasso. So I'm going to hold down, I believe, Control, Shift, and just, I'm going into this area. It's not forsaken. I'm going to go back into this area and then just start again. And it's going to add on to that. You know, I screwed, see, and it just happened again. Frickin' mouse. I don't use the mouse and I can't get my touchpad to work. That's why. You know, I'm going to complain about the tools and not my hands. So then I'm going to zoom out, move the hand, and then just come up here and close it. See, now I want it to double click. And then Shift, get this little part. All right, so I have everything cut out except for the blob. And I'm going to do a copy, paste. So then I just have the floating glass, right? And then I'm going to take this lava lamp. What happened to my selection? Oh, shit. All right. We're going to take out, I'm going to remove this ball. Then I'm going to reselect everything and delete it from the original lava lamp. It'll all make sense in a bit. So I'm going to go back to this tool. I'm going to just do this. Again, smoother is better. Pick the proper tool. Many ways to select objects. There is chapter 1, 3 in the book. I can't remember. Where we did the seashells, we did the shadow box thing, and you did how to do selections in 8 different styles. I'm just going to delete that. All right. Now I'm going to deselect, and I have glass there. And I'm actually going to call this one now glass, even though I have another one called glass, because I'm somewhat changing my order. As I'm working, I'm making decisions and changing my mind. All right, let's make this look like glass. Da, 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 da. First thing I'm going to do, blend modes. A lot of these are like really glowy. I'm going to go I'm going to do screen, and then this is something else I like to do. I might change this. I'm just going to duplicate this layer. I do this all the time. If 1 is good, maybe 2 is even better. I don't know. I'm just trying stuff out. I literally don't know. Well, then I don't know about if I like the screen on screen. But now let's try screen on the bottom, but then I'm going to add a different one on top. And then I'm going to turn it on and off. Like maybe multiply is good, but maybe I don't want multiply at 100. I'll do 50 on that. And then maybe 50 on this one. How did I know how to do this? I don't know. I'm just trying shit out. That's like literally what it is. And then I'm going to turn on, and then I turn on the lamp. Well, something's wrong. Well, we got to select everything again on the glass. Then I'm going to go to lamp, and I'm going to delete it. For some reason, everything got shifted. I did something. Sneezed. Delete. Nope. Select inverse. Again, it shifted. Everything's a little bit off. Delete. Keep in mind that I messed this up somehow. It all shifted. See if I can get that unshifted. It's okay. So now it's looking transparent. The wax balls are opaque. The glass is transparent. I want even more. I'm going to go back up to these glass copies and do 75. Because looking at all, we'll see that run just made a huge difference right there in 75. That's too much. Like I can see through it, but I want to actually accentuate it a little bit more. So I'm going to go, you know what I mean? Like, did you know, like when Coca-Cola commercials, and they drink out of that bottle, they water that down by 50%. Coke in a bottle is like black, and somebody drinking a black liquid looks disgusting. So those actors are drinking either colorized water or Coke that's been watered down 50%, so it looks nice. We're accentuating a feature of the product. And so if I want my glass to be transparent, I might go like a little above and beyond transparent, just so people understand. Like, oh, it's see-through. Does it look like that in real life? Maybe not, but it's see-through. Now I want to add something else. You guys keep me going here. I'm going to do this for the next 3 hours and just do one lamp. So I'm going to do highlight. Let's do a highlight on the glass. Super simple. White, brush. I'm going to click. I have a connector, meaning this white highlight meets up with this white highlight. I'm just going to take a brush. I got a new piece. I'm going to click once, hold down shift, come down to here. There's a big old, and then I'm going to go filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Bring it down. Go about there. And I'm going to go to opacity and knock this down to like 25. Like, just so we barely start seeing it. There we go. I call that complete. Lava lamp in a coffee shop. I could keep going. I would add the cord. I would start looking deeper into things. But this is considerably better than what you'd find on Amazon for selling of a lava lamp. This is what you need to do a bunch of times, 5 times. It's fun. I did that while talking and adding in glass, and it took me 30 minutes. It shouldn't take you, if you're doing a opaque object. Here's the, should I tell you how to, but okay, don't do this one. Just for the sake of sakeness, do not do a ball. Don't do a tennis ball, bowling ball, basketball. That's, to me, cheating. You know why? Do you want to understand why not a ball? A sphere shows no perspective. A sphere is simply a sphere. No matter what angle you are taking it at, it is always perfectly round. There's no fun in that. It's just dropping in a round object, adding a shadow, adding a highlight, and you're done. I want like a shoe. I want something good. Lamps, whatever you want. Please don't do a basketball. Anybody, my 11-year-old can do a basketball. So if that's the level you want to be at, go for it. But just pick an object, something you like, something around your house, your favorite, whatever it is, but not your favorite basketball. All right. Any questions about this?
Joel, did you change the color temperature on that lava lamp?
In the end, I did not.
Uh-huh.
No, in the end, as I worked through it, it seemed to have come into its own. And I'm not worried. At least on my screen. It looks good up there. We all good? All right. Let's do something artsy. The double exposure. All right, double exposure. This is artsy fartsy. This should only take an hour. It's literally, again, following step by step with images, 2 images, and you kind of have to be specific on the image. I redid this assignment this week because the other one I had was fairly crappy, and I was like, I gotta redo this. I actually redid both. So I'm going to take you through this process. I'm going to show you the type of image you should have. You're going to need 2 images. You get them from wherever you want. You are going to need a figure of somebody, preferably profile, preferably them mostly dark, and something else. Let me show you what I'm talking about, and then we'll get rolling. Got to move my instructions because I'm going to follow my instructions for this because I don't have it memorized. Okay, I have 2 images already picked. I'm going to go to my Open Cloud Documents. I'm going to go to this Photoshop for photographers, and I'm going to open up my model. She is backlit as find a picture of a model where the model is the focus of the image. It is best if the model is backlit, but like not in full shadow. I can still see eyelashes. There's some figure. It's not just like a black. Does that make sense? I'm going to go to image, mode, grayscale. Yeah, discard all the color information, please. Discard. Find a background image, something dramatic, like a forest of treetops. Open. I got it. Here it is. You'll see why. It makes sense sometimes later. And I'm going to go to same thing, image, mode, grayscale. Done. Select just the model from the image the best way you know how. Click on the mask button at the bottom of the layers menu. All right. So my best way I know how is I will do the quick subject grab. You can do with it. I can do it, and you can do it at home. I think I can hit select subject. It did okay at my house. You guys might not have the AI feature, so you may have to go and cut it out a different way. It has selected my subject matter. We can see marching ants, right? I've selected my subject as it says. Select just the model from the image the best way you know how. Click on the mask button at the bottom of the layers menu. The mask button is that little circle with a square. All I'm going to do is click on it. All right. That's all I needed to do. Done. Go to the bottom of the layer panel and now click the create color fill icon to create an adjustment layer. Select solid color from the menu and pick white. Move this layer below the model. So I'm going to go down, and it is the this circle with a slash through it. Solid color. It is already on white. Hit OK. And I'm going to move that below the model. Right? So that's place your landscape on the top layer of this document. So I'm going to go to my landscape. I'm just going to pull it to the side because this is the way I do it. Because I want it off. Because then I'm going to click on the model. This is my chunky way of doing this. Yes, I know this is the worst way in the world. And I'm on the wrong tool. And I'm like, what is he doing? I just want to slide that over. So now, and then I'm going to make sure my forest is on the top layer. And I'm going to call it just forest. I can see what it is. All right. Good. Scale the landscape as needed to look good in the composition. I'm showing you this part because you're like, I don't know what's going to look good. I'm taking it off of what I learned from this like little document. I'm going to make it smaller. And I think I transitioned it, like I turned it. Something like this. I did something like this. You can always go back and adjust. Bless you. All right. Now, the reason I did it like this is like the subject matter sort of the trees is covering the model. And that's what I want. I want the trees to be in where the model is. Okay. So double click the fill layer icon. Shit. I want to change. Oh, this is now messed up. Place your back. Okay, no. Change the background color to the lightest color of the landscape by double click the color fill layer icon. Okay. Double click the layer fill and then, and then you go here. I want the background to match, you know, the background of the image to be close. All right. Click on the landscape layer and change the blend mode to screen. This is where we're going. Beautiful woman. And she's got that's where we're going. Okay. To have the effect only change image, hold down the Alt or Option key and click in between. So there's a click on the layer set and change the blend mode to screen. Now this is really weird. Click and hold down the Alt or Option key. I think it's Option for me. And click in between. See how this weird thing comes in? So I held down Option. I went in the middle. And then what does that do? You said what it does.
Clipping mask.
It clipping masks and takes away everything else. Now click on the model layer, the model, and click on the adjustment at the bottom, the layer panel, and select curves. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to click curves, and then here's my curves over here, and then it's like adjust as needed or wanted. So like do some extreme pulling and see. You can do stuff like get more of her to show, you know, like how dark do you want things? How light do you want things? And then you can actually go back, and if I can move this, like you can move the forest, like, so now I can adjust this and be like, I want, you know, like this. And if I go back to the model and I go back to my curves actually, and then I can like maybe adjust even more, you know, like how do I want things? This is where your artsy partsy comes in. I want it darker. Yeah. And then play around. And then this one, she doesn't need to blend in the background, but if you're so, I've seen it done where if you click on the model and then add, so this is like step 10, click on the model adjuster, click on the layer mask. And if I were to say like, you can like blend her out, you know, if you wanted to, you know, like, I don't know. I didn't do this in them because mine didn't matter, but say you had an image and you just wanted it like real crisp here and then fade, like have it her front and then it just fades away. You can do that. Have some artistic fun. I do actually do the opposite here. Let's switch those colors. I'm going to switch those and do a really fatty. Like, you know, like you do something, you know, like take, you know, does that make sense? Like you're like blend her out. And so just the image blends into the forest and it's part of this, you know, ecological thing. And then she's Mother Nature. I call it Mother Nature. So, you know, like, and that's how you do that cool, like double exposure with an image.
For those of you that are doing like senior photos, right? When it comes to taking senior pictures, you just have to be smarter in photography than the parent of the kid whose picture you're taking of, right? But if you want to do something beyond just the railroad tracks or the brick wall with the graffiti, you know, try something like this.
Oh,
and have that background be their school or you know, something like that. Personalize it more.
And play with the, you know, like this is where you start, like I'm just messing. I added another layer. Like, what is it doing? How is it making her, you know, show up or not show up? And play around. So that's it. If you follow the steps and you have the correct images, you will get the correct product. And then beyond that is always play. Try some things out. What if I did this? What if I did that? What if I erased it? So that is how to create that double exposure that you may seen in areas and like, oh, how do I get that, like, you know, image of a person and like, what are the steps? These are the steps. And then it's all, the great part is in doing it like this. And as we talk about, when you do it, everything is still editable. I can move this, you know, like, you know what I mean? Like everything is like, oh, I could probably find another image, take out forest and insert the image, you know, like, you know, and I can just swap it up. The model's great. We don't want those trees. We want palm trees. All right, go find palm trees and just like insert that in and it's done. So it's continuously evolvable and workable, if that makes sense.
Grayscale?
Yep. First two steps, grayscale. Step 1, step 2, change color mode to grayscale. So, any questions on that? All right, final one. Fire. Now, I do have a font for you, and I do have fire for you. The fire is the hardest part. The beginning is all just like type your name, and then very much like Stranger Things, adjust this, duplicate this, change this color to this. The list is there. Then we get to the funky part where I'm going to show you how to get a flame from one area to another in the simplest way possible, where it looks like it's transparent and beautiful and you don't even have to think. It's like so easy. It's amazing. So in this assignment, you'll see the steps. Create a document, pull guides. We're going to add a gradient, then we're going to add a texture, then we're going to add some fills, your names, blah, blah, and then we'll get into the flames. So I will move quickly. Hopefully this will only take 2 to 3 hours. Dun, dun, dun. This is what you'll be creating, except it'll say your name. And it will be close to this. Is actually a little bit different. You will be creating something very close to this. It will not be exactly this. Thank you for understanding that I did not update this file. The Arial font is here for you to download, just like the other ones. There's a true type font. So we did this last time. You will then need to like unzip it, open it, and there you can load them all. Load them all. So you just select them all. You should be able to right click, and it's a lot of times it will just say open with, and you want font book. It's installing fonts, and then it's going to come up, and so I get a skip, install. I want this one. It's like black. I want Arial black. Just go through and install every one. It's free fonts. It's a beautiful font. It's Arial. It's bold. It's like Helvetica. It's Helvetica's cousin. It's a wonderful font to use when you need a bold font. I give it to you for free. I think I bootlegged it. And then I have, it's called samples. These are the paper texture. So you're like, it says I had a paper texture. Yeah, I included it in the assignment. It said open the flames. Yeah, I included it in the assignment. Just go down to the bottom. It's there. It's under, just download it, and then you'll open them. Oh, there they are. Where are they? At the bottom. Everything you need except for your name typed in. So I will open all these in Photoshop to show proof that this was in the assignment. I have a flame. Oh, I got to close out everything else. Goodbye, lava lamp. Well, let's save this for prosperity. File, save as. No, I know. I hit save as. Don't tell me that I can't save a JPEG when I hit save as. Photoshop for photographers. Let's call it lava lamp. Lava lamp _ FA25. Save. This is file. Save as. Double exposure _ FA25. All right. I have a paper texture. It's included in the assignment. I have a Fire 1 in the assignment, Fire 2 in the assignment, Fire 3 in the assignment, Fire 4 in the assignment. They're all at the bottom. It is a zip file. It is there for you to use. I'm going to go to File, New, and I'm going to follow the directions. Close that. Sorry, I have to get to my directions. I do not have it memorized. And let's do this. All right. New, create a new document, 1920 1920, tab 10080. All right, everybody, let's get this one right. Pixels. Let's hear it. What kind of size? Pixels. What should the resolution be? 72. Pixels, 72. Why? Because it won't work if you don't have the correct parameters in. These parameters are based on resolution and size. So when later on and it says, make this blah, 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 and you're like, it's not working, I'll be like, what size is your document? And I'll be like, oh, you have inches, not pixels. Restart. So you have to be, because clients are going to ask you, your piece is going to be on this website and it needs to be 42 pixels by 53. If it is not, they will send it back to you and you cannot charge them for changes because you messed up, or they're going to distort your thing. And then they're going to note in their file, person didn't send the file correctly. Let's find a different photographer. Oh, but why? But why? Because it matters. I'm going to pull a guide just from the top and the bottom, and I'm just splitting. Why isn't it not? Oh, there he goes. This is just to help you line up your name. If you move slow enough, it will snap to find the middle. That's all I did. Just kind of move slowly. Pull one vertical guide, one horizontal guide. Pick the gradient tool. All right, I picked the gradient tool. Use the following colors. So when I say use the following colors for a gradient, the gradient is based on these two color blocks down here. I have to change both of them. I'm going to just click on the first one and type in 5C 3D09 and hit OK. And then I'm going to click on the second one and I'm going to type in 1F1 409 and hit OK. I'm going to go up to my gradient up here at the top, and under basics, I want the one that I just created. So it is from like a orangey to a darky, orangey dark to a dark dark. I want radial. It says that. Select the radial gradient, create a new layer with our gradient. Start at the top middle and drag straight down to the bottom middle. We want the top to be on fire, so the top part of the image should be lighter. So if it comes out in reverse, just reverse the colors. But it should work. So when I do this new one, new layer, I'm going to click at the top and pull down, holding shift. Do you see it? And I'm going to stop at the bottom. This is just to create an effect and I'm done. Boom. Place embed the texture file supplied. It'll add some interest to the background, scale it, and then use the blending mode of vivid light to blend the texture in the background and make it like cool. I'm just going to pull mine. I'm going to do that stupid thing I just did before, but you can place embed. It's sometimes easier, but I just had it open already. You just need to get your texture image into a top layer the best way you know how. Now Joel says, scale it. Well, we just want to make sure, like, one, it's in the middle of the page, and then that everything's covered. No pixel left behind. And then that looks good. It did somewhat centered. It's weird, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to go to my blend mode and vivid light. Dun, dun, dun. Looks crazy now. Now it's great. It's beautiful. It's dramatic. We're going for drama. Look at that. It's almost like the paper's starting on fire. All right. Create a new layer and fill it. New layer. We go to the plus. We're going to fill it with 66500F and set the blend mode to overlay. So all I have to do is go down here, do my little solid color fill. I'm going to type in my 66500F. I have this feeling one of these instructions I probably typed wrong, and I'm waiting to figure it out. I thought I had it wrong in the last one. And then set the blend mode to overlay. And again, how do I know how to do this? This is just like one of those things where I got instructions for somewhere else. And I was like, this is right. But then I modified them because I'm like, I'm going to make it look cooler. How do I figure that out? I just played around. I was like, it said do a blend mode to something. And I was like, I'm going to try all the other ones. And I was like, ooh, overlay looks better to me. That's a personal preference. So just kind of keep that in mind when we're dealing with this stuff. It's like some of it is just based on what do I think is cool? How do you do that? I don't know. Try stuff. That's like the greatest part. All right. Create a new layer, fill it with the color, blah, blah, then set the blending mode and opacity to 45. Pull a gradient on the mask so the mask fades from nothing at the top to the new color at the bottom. All right. Same thing. I'm going to click solid color. It's adding a new layer. I am going to fill that with 4, and this is just making a rich background. 4B4, F3B. Where this color is cooling off the bottom is what we're doing. Set the blend mode to color and the opacity to 45. Normal to color, then opacity to 45. Okay, so and then I'm going to click here. This is the mask, and I'm going to pull a gradient mask. So I go to gradient tool. I'm going to change it to black and white and flat, the solid one. And I'm going to pull from the top down. It should be brighter at the top, darker at the bottom. Straight down. There we go. It's just adding a little je ne sais quoi to the bottom. See, on, off. Barely a difference, but it's cooling off the bottom. It's adding a green. It's kind of like this beautiful, like, ooh, it's richness to the image. All right. Create text in color using Arial Black, which is supplied. Type out your first name, make it as big as possible. You know, like the other one, don't go grossly. Keep in mind the margin and make sure you're using all caps. Set the blending mode to linear dodge with an opacity of 50. All right. I'm going to click on my type 2. Don't worry, I'm almost done. And then I'm going to teach you the last thing, and I'm not doing the rest. What? I do not need a new layer. When you use the type tool, and as soon as you click, it will create that layer for you. So we do not need the new layer. So I'm going to click on the type tool. I'm going to go up to my type. I'm going to type it Arial, and I'm going to set regular black or black. And you can double check here, and it's fat. And then I don't care about the size, but I care about the color. I care about the color. It's CB 9328. I'm gonna hit OK. And then I have it on the center. It doesn't matter. So if I have it on center, it means I can just click in the center. And I'm going to Joel, all caps. And then I'm going to click on my move tool and I'm going to scale it. And I'm going to hold on Option so it scales from the center out. And there we go. I have my name. Now, then set the blending mode to linear dodge and opacity of 50%. Blending mode, linear dodge, opacity 50%. That seems wrong. Let's keep playing. Duplicate the text layer and set the color of the duplicate text to the number here and set the blending mode to overlay and opacity 50. So I'm just going to duplicate this. I'm going to take the text tool. I'm going to double click on the text. I'm going to go to my color. I'm going to update my color. 5E3 F1C. I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to make sure I'm going to take it off. Like it doesn't need to be highlighted. I have the new color. Blending mode to overlay, opacity to 70. Overlay. Oh, you know what? That first one I typed in 5 and not 50. I was wondering why it was so light. A little slip of the hand. There's my name. And look, it's got that starting to get some niceness. It's starting to look part of it. All right. Duplicate the text again. And we're going to change the color. So you're going to have 3 of your names. It's going crazy. But the more you do something, the more you learn how to do it. So then again, my name, top layer, I'm going to click on the type tool. I'm going to select my name. I'm going to select the color for my name. It's CB 9328. Blending mode to linear dodge, opacity to 30. What did I say?
Linear dodge.
Linear dodge, opacity to 30. And again, why am I doing this? I don't know. As I was doing it, just thought it looked good. You know, duplicated text again. So you have 4 text layers. Cancel. All right. Oh. Trashed it. Okay. Last time. Change the text to black. Blending mode to normal and the opacity is 75. and then redraw the gradient. Oh, wait. Oh, go, okay. Oh, wait. I missed the whole section. So layer done. Go to layer mask, reveal all. Okay. So I'm on this one. I missed it. Go to layer mask, reveal all. All right. Create a gradient layer mask so the top text layer fades out at the bottom. And beneath you can see the reddish color combination. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to go to gradient. Gradient's already set. And I'm going to click at the top of my name. And I'm going to hold the shift and go down. So see how I'm changing that? It's very subtle. It's the bottom, the top has more see-through than the bottom. All right. Now duplicate top layer. So this is this. Oh, this is why. I'm going to delete that. Now you ask, the last, duplicate this. Now I'm going to change the text to black. Okay, text is on black. Then blend mode to normal. Opacity to 75. And then redraw the gradient mask the reverse. So I'm going to just simply click on that, and then I'm going to take the gradient and I'm going to go from the bottom to the top. So now I have a little charring at the top of my letters. All right, final one. Create a duplicate of the lowest text layer. Set this layer as the lowest in the text layer. So I'm going to take my first text layer, duplicate it. It's the copy. I'm setting it as the lowest layer in the text layer. Set the blend mode to normal. Keep the opacity at 50%. Blend mode to normal. Keep the opacity at 50%. And then I'm going to double click on it. I'm going to go to FX, right? We want FX. FX outer glow. Outer glow. And we want blend mode normal. Opacity 100. Color black. Spread 9. Sorry, I hit return. Size 27. I hit OK. And I'm going to adjust this one more. I'm going to take from normal. I'm going to switch it to darken. I like that better. Feel free to do that. I can update this to say darken. All right. You have your name. You're like, Jesus, Joel, it took you 2 hours to just type your name, but it looks good. We got some effects happening. Now, this is what you're going to do and repeat more than once. You're going to copy and paste, but you need to do this very specifically. And this is, again, what do I like to say? Where everybody's going to do it wrong and not understand. It's very simple. It's just a little weird. I have 4 flames. I'll do it 2 times out of 4. I have flame fire 1. All right. I'm going to open the channels window. So I'm going to go to window and channels. I'm going to put it over here so we all see it. And I'm going to pull it down. There's 4 channels to look at. All right. And it's usually red. Now, what is it? Open the channels panel. Find the brightest channel in each file. Either red, green, or blue. not RGB. This one, or this one. Me looking at it, red is the brightest. Okay? I'm just looking at red is the brightest. I'm going to make sure I'm selected on the red. All right? And this is that control click thing. I am going to, or command, you have to do the right one. It's control or command. That one where you select the image from the image, like a PC is different than a Mac, is what I'm getting at. So see my hand has a dotted line, and I'm going to click on the image of the red. And it's going to make a selection for me. There's my marching ants. Okay. I'm going to go back to RGB mode. And I'm going to copy. And I'm going to go to my name. And I'm going to like go on the top layer. Because you can move these around. And I'm going to paste. It's big. It's a big fire. I wanted lots of like big fire. And I'm just going to drag it. But look at my fire. It's already transparent. It's beautifully soft edge cut out. And I did it in 2 steps. I didn't have to sit there and finagle it. Where am I? Oh, like where are my tools? And I'll do it again. Because then once you start bringing these in, I want you to play around. So you have your fire, and then you can start doing stuff like, all right, I want the J to really be blown up, but I'm going to pull it back behind, and then I'm going to like move it over, and I can gonna go to layer and layer mask and reveal all, and then I'm going to take a brush and I'm going to make sure it's black and white. I'm going to go down there and I'm going to add black, and if the brush is too big. And this is where you're going to go nuts. And I'm going to like maybe remove some of that from there. So the flame looks like, the flame looks like kind of like coming from behind it a little bit, but it's a little starting to overlap. And you're going to start adding these 4 flames and make your name look like it's on fire, and use any means possible. Don't just plop it in. Don't just copy paste and I'm done. There's nothing my 11-year-old can copy and paste. Your job is to blend it. Use layer mask, use whatever. Let's do it. Fire number 2. I'm going to go click on red is the one. I'm going to hold my command. I'm going to click. It's going to select. I'm going to go back to RGB mode. So it's all bright. I'm going to simply copy, paste, zoom out, and resize. And you can add like 8 of these. But the greatest part is all that like weird trying to get the fire to look like fire is done for you. This used to take, oh my God, it was crazy. You'd have to go in and like hand feather each edge. Poof, poof. Look at it. The fire is like going crazy. And then you go and place it. And then you adjust it how you want. Maybe it's too dark. You adjust. Well, let's try, go through your different set. That brightens it up. Just like, let's go 75, like there, it's like in the background. Let's do another one. I got this flame. Channels. Red is the brightest. Command. Click on that. Go back to RGB. Copy. Paste it in. Zoom out. Make it smaller. There you go. That's how you get flames and stuff. I want this scary Halloweeny. Oh, this one's got that flat bottom. And make sure you're on the right layers when you're doing stuff. Like, see how that lines up with like the bottom and the E? And I'm gonna make it smaller. And then, where do I want? I can move this up then maybe no, or maybe I want it like behind everything. And then I'm going to blend the bottom out. Again, I'm just going to hit layer mask, reveal all, big fat brush. Let's get it, just want a little at the bottom, but not like so apparent. Play around. Have some fun. Any questions on this? All right, dig in, have some fun. 3 projects next week. They're all fun. I think they're fun. Yes,
I just need help downloading the file.
that's fine. Yeah, I'll come around. All right, let me close out.